Believe me when I say that I do get the power of corporate engagement and how it can actually help to change communities and elevate people. It's part of Xerox's DNA. It's one of the things that I did not have to start when I came into leadership in the company. It's well ingrained in our corporation's past and in our corporation's future. We are engaged in the community on a continuous basis and actually not only promote it, but demand it from our employees. This is someone who actually lives in the community, has passion about the spaces and the people that they live with, and earn money and move a global enterprise forward. Our employees are examples of it. We have a diverse population, obviously, but people expect Xerox to be a place where they can come and bring their whole selves, no matter how they look, no matter what their backgrounds are, etc. We've looked at all of the problems that face society and tried to figure out a way to engage them from a technical standpoint. But all of these technical solutions that look like they're fairly obvious today, all driven out of this idea that we did not want to waste the world's assets and the world's resources. We wanted to actually do the right thing here. It's amazing that it started out as something good to do, and it became something really, really good for our company. Xerox people take really great pride in the culture that we've created. It's not something, as I said, that we talk about every day. It's kind of in our DNA. It's something that we use to not only help our communities, but help our company grow and attract and retain the best employees that we could possibly have in the world. Be the face of community engagement. Talk it up. We do. Actually practice what you preach. We actually require our executives to be engaged. We require them to be engaged. We actually expect them all to pick one place that they're really passionate about and go and engage that place, not only for-profit organizations, but not-for-profit. Be engaged yourself. We've directed a fair amount of our company's resources to try to solve this world problem, starting at home but going around the world. Involve your people at all levels. I do believe it starts at the top, so our executives have to be involved, and people actually do what their bosses like them to do. So if your bosses are engaged, they will be engaged. It's an interesting, vicious cycle. So brag and boast when you do something really well. Your employees will see it, other companies will see it. Competition is a really good motivator.
If I'm going to ask an impertinent question, which I'm not allowed to, but because I'm from Afghanistan, I'll get away with it. So how many of you in this room are over 50 years of age? Put your hands up. Okay, so you are all dead in Afghanistan. The average life expectancy is 50 years for men and women in Afghanistan. 5 out of 10 women die at childbirth. 5 out of 10 children born will die by the age of 1 because of lack of good water or sanitation. By the nature of the product that we supply, which is the ability for people to communicate, Roshan, hope, light, better future, we have a tagline that says bringing people closer. By rolling out our network, 71% of the Afghan population now has access to telephony. Okay, so how do you separate corporate intent from social giving and have a result where you're saving a person's life? We measure it by education levels, we measure it by other things here in the United States and the rest of the world. In Afghanistan, it actually means saving people's lives. So we built capacity in Afghanistan. We have 1,200 direct employees, and we've created over 40,000 legitimate jobs. Our core business is providing connections. So I think you can see the kind of impact you can have when you really try to reach out, and corporate social responsibility is part of your genetics, not just something you've thought on as an add-on. So you really have to focus on how you can make a difference with your technology, reach out to communities that allows you to make real fundamental changes to those communities so you can take them from abject poverty and bring them up the food chain, if you like, to being. And today we have, 10 years ago when I started this company, those 1,200 staff that I had came out of refugee camps. Today they are the middle class of Afghanistan. And they have a future, and they're bright, they're cheerful, and they care about trying to make a difference in their country.
Some interesting challenges there, and I think at the very basis of that is the humanity, which reminds us that it's about people. As Ursula said, people, whether it's employees or the communities and the citizens and the people whose lives you actually can touch. And that's important to remember, so that we're not sitting in an ivory tower.
If, in fact, we, as CEOs, engage our employees, you're going to get 75% more productivity out of them. Meant by engagement. they feel they're actually able to contribute to that business strategy. They're coached in it. They're engaged in it. They feel like they get rewarded for it, not necessarily just in compensation, but actual engagement. And they actually get the value proposition of what it means for the business, what it means to them individually, and what does it mean to the broader stakeholder group, which includes the community. You've got an engaged workforce that really does want to contribute and have a higher sense of purpose. The challenge here, as I said, is how do you continue to engage your workforce in a meaningful way? They need to understand the strategy. They need to be actually coached about it. They've got to have an environment where they can talk about it and ask questions about it, and most importantly say, what can I do to achieve it? They have a role in the customer experience. They have a role in developing the rest of the people on their team. And yeah, they have a role in actually giving something back with a higher sense of purpose.